Deep in a forest where the trees touched the sky and the flowers whispered secrets to the wind, lived a very special owl named Ollo. Ollo wasn't like the other owls who hooted loudly just to hear their own voices echo through the night. No, Ollo was a watcher, a silent guardian with eyes like two big, golden moons. Every evening, just as the sun would dip below the horizon, painting the sky in shades of orange and purple, Ollo's day would begin. He would awaken with the soft flutter of his feathery eyelids, stretch his magnificent wings, and settle onto his favorite branch high up in the oldest oak tree in the forest. From this spot, he could see almost everything. He watched the fireflies begin their nightly dance, blinking on and off like tiny, floating stars. He observed the rabbits twitching their noses in their sleep, dreaming of sweet clover and crunchy carrots. The forest at night was a different world. It was a world of shadows and whispers, of soft rustles in the undergrowth, and the gentle sigh of the wind through the leaves. To some, it might have seemed a little scary, but to Ollo, it was home. He loved the quiet hum of the sleeping forest, the peaceful rhythm of its breathing. He knew every sound, every shadow, every secret path. One particular night, the moon was a perfect, shining circle in the inky black sky. It cast a silvery glow over the entire forest, making everything look magical. Ollo swiveled his head, his large eyes scanning the forest floor. He was feeling particularly watchful this evening. A gentle breeze rustled the leaves of his oak tree, and they seemed to whisper, "All is well, Ollo, all is well." Down below, a family of field mice was scurrying about. Among them was a very young, very curious mouse named Pip. Pip had the softest gray fur and the biggest, most adventurous heart. They were narrow and green, and they belonged to a sly fox who had been silently stalking through the woods, hoping for a late-night snack. The fox saw the small, unsuspecting mouse and began to creep forward, placing each paw down with deliberate, silent care. The fox was a master of stealth, its reddish-brown coat blending perfectly with the forest floor. Up in the ancient oak, Ollo saw the fox's slinking form. He saw the flicker of movement in the shadows and knew the danger Pip was in. Ollo believed in keeping the peace. He knew there was a quieter, gentler way. Taking a soft breath, Ollo let out a single, gentle hoot. It wasn't loud or scary. It was a soft, low sound, more like a question than a warning. Whew! It was just loud enough to carry on the still night air. Down on the ground, Pip froze, a half-eaten berry still in his paws. He had never heard a sound quite like that before. It wasn't frightening, but it made him pause. He looked up, his little black eyes wide with curiosity. He followed his own faint trail back past the giant ferns and over the coiling roots, until at last he saw the familiar clearing and the entrance to his burrow. He dove inside, greeted by the warm, comforting squeaks of his family. High above, Ollo watched Pip return to safety. He let out another hoot, this one even softer, almost a sigh of relief. He had protected the little mouse without causing a fuss. He had kept the forest's peace. He hadn't needed to be loud or fierce. He had just needed to be watchful and to care. His work was done. He fluffed up his feathers, tucked his head under his wing, and finally drifted off to sleep, lulled by the gentle sounds of the new day. And as he slept, he dreamed of silver moonlight and the quiet, powerful love of a guardian, knowing that watching over others is one of the bravest and most important jobs of all. Thank you so much for joining me for Ollo's story tonight. I hope it reminds you that kindness can be quiet and that looking out for each other is a true superpower. If you enjoyed our time in the forest, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more gentle adventures. Sweet dreams!